Well, I hope you guys can hear me now. For some reason, this had glitched. So you couldn't hear me for the beginning of this broadcast. But here I am then, finally, back here at Mosport Park. What a track this is. Like I said, we're 8 minutes into qualifying. And the drivers are close in the championship as well. I showed the championship a little bit earlier on. We're just going to do exactly the same this time around because now I am, well, you guys can hear me. This is the championship. Darren Romero has basically wrapped this up because Jose Manuel Patton is not here with us this evening. Martin Hobson could still take the championship, but, well, it's quite a big gap with him and Darren Romero, so it's looking unlikely that's going to happen. John Sylvester, Stephen Bird and Aaron Hobson could still take second place away from Jose Manuel Patton, so they could all move up a position and move Jose Manuel Patton down to P6 because he wasn't here the last 2 rounds. Then if we go to the AM Championship, here we look at it. It is Miles Owens who has already won that championship, clinched that title last round at Donington Park ahead of Michael Osborne. Alexander Longe not here this evening with us, so he's going to lose a couple of positions there, and that means that Jake Smedley will most likely get up into P3 in the championship, and he could even get up to P2 in the championship. That's how far he could jump up with a good result here this evening. Angel Mora in P5 on 99, Steve Lowe on 61 points, and on 57 points it's Mario Grillo. Like I said, it's going to be an interesting evening here at Mosport Park. The drivers are out on track qualifying. Don Romero at the moment in pole position with a 133.651 ahead of Aaron Hobson, who is 6 tenths behind that. 8 tenths behind that, it is Martin Hobson, and then just under a tenth behind that, it is John Sylvester. What a drive from him. He has been really, really rapid. And yeah, looking to do more of the same, I think, from his point of view. Chris Simmons, though, 1.1 seconds back from John Sylvester, and then Ivan Bremer behind that. But they're all ahead of Michael Osborne with a 135.197. 1.5 seconds behind that is Jake Smedley. Miles Owens hasn't settled out time yet. I think he's going to start from the back because he already has that championship wrapped up. So going to try and, make a little bit of a challenge of it. Here he is, Jake Smedley, at the moment on an out lap. Not on any fast lap at all. And we're coming to the final 4 minutes of qualifying. With still Jake Smedley 1.5 seconds behind Michael Osborne. We're going to see what he is going to be doing. He just finished that lap. He's into a new one now. Yellow in sector 1. That means that he is not improving at the moment. Not what he would have wanted, because he needs an improvement in order to jump ahead of his championship rival at the moment, Michael Osborne, who he's fighting with for P2 in that championship. Martin Hobson though in P3, also yellow. No one actually green across the board, apart from this man on his last lap, but that was quite a while ago, who did a 134.30. The only one into the 133s is Darwin Romero at the front of the field. Let's see, they're all on an out lap now, so they're going to go for one last flyer. Let's see if the times are going to come down. We expect them to come down. You would say you would expect them to come down, because, well, it's the last flyer of the evening. Nothing to lose, basically. All or nothing. So, yeah. Should go all out. That should make for some miracle lap time for some drivers. Michael Osborne in P7, also on an out lap, so he's going to try it as well. We're looking with Aaron Hobson, who's going to try and pip that pole position time away for Don Romero. A 1:33.651 is what he needs to do. Jake Smedley is improving though in Sector 1. If we take a look at him, here he is coming to the end of Sector 2. Let's see if he's going to come across the timing beam. What his second sector time is going to be. There we go, across the the last sector line. It's a yellow one, not an improvement at the moment. He needs some improvement here, Jake Smedley. He needs to find around 1.5 seconds, which is difficult to do. And I think Michael Osborne is going to improve as well. So it's going to be difficult for him to take that pole position all over the inside curb. On the uphill, onto the main straight, across the line. The answer is he going to find some time? Yes, he is, but not enough. Goes 1.3 seconds behind with a 1:36.54. Last lap of the evening for him. Don Romero coming out of the pit lane once again. He's not going to be able to start a new lap time. Aaron Hobson, he is going to be able to start a new lap time, or isn't he? No, he's coming into the pit lane. John Sylvester, jumps up to P3. Pips pips Martin Hobson for 4th place with a purple sector actually in Sector 3. So could he go on to maybe dethrone Don Romero from that pole position? Chris Simmons. He's looking good as well with an improvement in the middle sector. Across the line, what's it going to be for him? Improvement in the last sector as well. Is it going to move him closer? It's not at the moment. Not an improvement in lap time for him. A 10th up on his time, or a 10th down on his time. Michael Osborne, he came across the line. It did not improve at all. But Jake Smedley is off track. And here we go. That was qualifying for you. Only 9 drivers out on track here this evening with us. So all AM drivers guaranteed with a podium. But if we look then on to the grid, Darwin Romero will take pole position ahead of Aaron Hobson. John Sylvester in P3, P4 for Martin Hobson. Chris Simmons in P5, P6 for Ivan Bramer, P7 Michael Osborne, P8 Jake Smedley, and P9 for Miles Owens. Well, then here we go. The 5 red lights are on. They're out and we're underway for the first race here of the last PRL MX5 round at Mosport Park. Don Romero moves to the outside really early. They're side by side a little bit further back. John Sylvester up the inside of Aaron Hobson. Martin up to going to try and get with him as well. He's going to try it around the outside of the right-hander or of the left-hander. Not going to be able to do so. A little bit further back, it's Chris Simmons as well. Jake Smedley has been moved down to P9. Oh, he's off the track. Very early on. Keep it going in a straight line, buddy. Yes, he does. Michael Osborne, though, now with a free track ahead of him. If he just stays in P1, he settles that battle for P2 in the championship. Even further to his way. Iman Bramer in P6 behind Michael Osborne actually, and ahead of Miles Owens. Could Michael Osborne be the first AM driver to actually get onto the podium? We'll see that in a second. It's actually really close between these two. Michael Osborne behind Chris Simmons. Well then, Michael Osborne ahead of Ivan Bramer. There we go. And Miles Owens going to try and get ahead of Iwan Bramer. Yes, he does. So he's not going to try and get past Michael Osborne as well. Can he make that move stick? Gonna see in a second. And Jake Smedley dropping down quite quickly from these guys. Miles Owens demoted down behind Iwan Bramer again now. Beautiful move from Iwan Bramer around the outside. Can he keep it though? No, he can't. And Miles Owens slots in to P7 once again. Chris Simmons in P5 out of this. Also looking really rather close with Michael Osborne. No, excuse me, that is Miles Owens with Michael Osborne. But at the front of the field, not leaving each other too much room is Darren Romero and John Sylvester. John Sylvester could actually overtake all of the drivers behind him. So if he has a good evening, this could pay off for him. Or this could do bits for him, which would be amazing. And Aaron Hobson in P3 losing one spot at the moment. But he's going to try and come back. John Sylvester. Michael Osborne still on the lead. A little bit further back. It's side by side for Miles Owens and Iwan Bramer once again. Iwan Bramer this time, the one who comes out on top. And the gap now to Michael Osborne for Iwan Bramer is 4/10. He's going to try it. As we look now with Iwan Bramer. Not able to get up the inside. A little bit of oversteer. Look at that. Working the wheel. Maybe onto the grass. Yes, he is. That gave him a little bit of an oversteer moment. But Miles Owens not able to get past in any shape or form. If we then look a little bit further up the road, this gap between John Sylvester and Don Romero, as close as it has ever been. Is John Sylvester going to go for a move into the next corner? It's going to be a tricky one. Downhill into the right-hander. Not really too hard of a braking zone. But this one is. You can lead it up the inside here. But not able to do so. That gap opens up to 5/10 of a second once again. Aaron Hobson now looking to slipstream his teammate in front of him, John Sylvester. And it's along a nice battle for the P1 AM. Yes, of course. But now that battle has been interrupted a little bit. Iwan Bramer on the left side of us is going to try and come through. He's done it. Miles Owens now going to try and get past Michael Osborne as well. They're side by side now going into the right-hander. Michael Osborne gets the elbows out and keeps ahead of Miles Owens. Welcome to the stream, Alexander. I hope you have a nice evening. Why is it, Alexander, that you are not here now? Because that basically means that Jake Smedley now takes automatically P3 in the championship. You could have actually fought for P2 in the championship with Michael Osborne because the gap was only 3 points. So let me know why that is what the reason for that is. But this battle gonna bring on for a couple more last matches. And Hobson actually going purple last time round. Trying now to get past Aaron Hobson. He's going to try and make that move around the outside. Not able to do so. Aaron Hobson himself trying to get past actually on Don Romero. And John Sylvester in the middle of it all. The 488 is for Martin Hobson. Going to try and go down the inside of Aaron Hobson. Going to try and spring the surprise attack at a point where he did not expect it. Aaron Hobson though in P3 now. Looking rather close. Is he going to be able to hang on to that P3 for longer? Or is it going to be actually marching up around the outside? It looks like it's a family battle. Marching up to the outside of Aaron Hobson. Aaron Hobson has the inside for the next corner. Is he going to be able to hang on in there? Yes, he does. And he demotes Martin Hobson down to P4 where he was before. But the battle for the lead overall is also one that has been as close as it has been. Don Romero not getting away from these guys in any shape or form. And actually being under pressure now from John Sylvester. But it looks like when he needs the performance, he can actually extract it. And that is Martin Hobson off onto the grass. He's going to lose some time. Nobody would have won it, but the battle for the lead is close. Up the inside goes John Sylvester. Don Romero has the better line down the hill. Don Romero is now going to look and come back up the inside of John Sylvester. He's going to try and do so, and he does. Demotes him down in position once again, and now Aaron Hobson is going to try and capitalize on that. He's going to try and go up the inside. The next corner is to the left, so the inside is for John Sylvester here. He's going to try and hang around the outside. Not really. And that is once again single file for these guys up ahead. Meanwhile, while these guys are doing this, Aaron Hobson, Don Romero is not back. What is up to Don Romero? Did he have a slowdown or something? We're going to take a look at it. This is what happened to Don Romero. Hit the curb the wrong way. Oh, came out way too wide. And that is how we lost all those positions. That has freed John Sylvester. Aaron Hobson is now going to try and get past him as well. But all these guys now free from Don Romero. Of course, Don Romero doesn't need to perform as well. But Martin Hobson could actually take points away. As he's doing a barrier, Martin Hobson slams into the brick wall. And that is Martin Hobson done. He was looking so good for the championship. But he's done now. Martin Hobson is going to return back to pit lane with a broken car. And that is devastating for him and for his title chances. That now means that all the hope of the PRT team is in the hands of John Sylvester and Aaron Hobson. John Sylvester with 2 points behind, actually, Martin Hobson. But that is devastating after finally getting past Don Romero. He is now actually allowed and passed again, and he's not going to finish this race, I would assume, because that was a big hit into the wall, and that is not going to do his car any good. And really, a hit like that into a wall is never good. I hope actually Martin Hobson is okay, but yeah, well, what a front nose impact that was for him. We're lucky to all be driving still. John Sylvester now, he has cleared. Don Romero looks to be really, really quick. And it's actually Don Romero coming back to Aaron Hobson. And a little bit further back, Miles Owens going to try and make the move on Michael Osborne. He's going to have to go the long way round. Michael Osborne going to try it out, break in once again. Doesn't happen. And Jake Smedley is actually 6 seconds back of this battle. So not anywhere near these guys at all. Miles Owens from last on the grid came back to 6th. Can he gain a couple more positions? Maybe try and get up to the back of Iwan Bremer. At the moment he can't, but look at this battle then. Don Romero trying to come back through the field. And the first hurdle for him is Aaron Hobson. Aaron Hobson needs to try and stay ahead of him in order to give John Sylvester the best chance. But I think at this point, he needs to finish behind Iwan Bremer, where, well, he basically needs to crash at this point. Iwan Bremer is into the pit lane. I don't know why that is. We'll take a look at Iwan Bremer. Oh, the 036 also not looking good. And this confirms then, I think, that Don Romero has won the championship. He's going to go up the inside of Aaron Hobson. Martin Hobson in chat says, oh my god. Yes, Martin, oh my god. What did you do in such a good position to try and challenge Don Romero for the championship? You ruin it like that. Well, a typical Martin Hobson moment. Iwan Bremer as well says, I lost it by myself. Yeah, it looked like it. We're going to take a look quickly at what happened to Martin Hobson once again. This is it for the people who are wondering. Way too quick into the right-hander. Overshoots that a little bit. Because of it, has to compromise his line into the left-hander. Gets all out of shape on the entry. And bang into the wall. And his car from that point on, you can see the front left not turning anymore. His car did not like that. Iwan Bremer then, we take a look at what happened to him. The 036, he said lost it on his own. Into the first corner he goes, just a little bit too hard. It's a difficult corner, but at the moment, seemingly. Oh, that is a big hit as well from those impact. And who's that? Luckily to get past, that is Miles Owens. And I think Michael Osborne, who were lucky to get past there, actually. But that is devastating for those guys. And Don Romero still trying to chase down John Sylvester into the last 3 minutes of race 1. Right front to Greedy. Yeah, Martin. You can spin these cars on throttle now, which wasn't something that you could do usually. Look at this then. Don Romero going to try and come back. Going to try and fight back for the lead of this race. John Sylvester keeps the inside for the next right-hander. Don Romero going to have to go the long way around. I suspect that John Sylvester is going to get the elbows out. Yes, he is. Going to try and force him wide. Don Romero going to have to slot in behind once again, I think. Or is he going to keep the inside for the next left-hander? Yes, he is, but not going to be able to get past him. And actually, his fighting has allowed Aaron Hobson to try and get past. I assume that Martin Hobson is now rooting for his family member, Aaron Hobson. Don Romero into the first corner. Is he going to try it up the inside? Not really. Can John Sylvester hang on for 2 more minutes? For 2 more laps, actually, to try and hold off Don Romero. It's not looking likely. He's going to try and get up the inside of the downhill left-hander. And now John Sylvester's off the track and into the grass. That is actually going to lose him time. And now Chris Simmons is coming back to this battle as well. Aaron Hobson, now the only one to maybe challenge Don Romero for the lead. Martin Hobson says yes, yes, yes. And his family member, Aaron Hobson, now in P2, could actually overtake Don Romero. Don Romero now does not have any slipstream anymore. This could go down to the wire of this first race. And what a lost first race. Or what the first race of the last round we would have had then. Action all the way through. The gap now has opened up to 8 tenths. And John Sylvester also quite far back off Aaron Hobson. And the gaps in the AM class are quite big as well. Jake Smackley actually hanging on quite well here. Not losing too much time to Michael Osborne, but lost so much time in the opening laps. I actually spoke to him last week, and he said I actually practiced my my starting laps and my first laps, because you can gain or lose the most positions there. So I want to gain as much as possible. That's why he practices that so much. But not working out this evening for him, as he has lost quite a lot of time in the opening couple of laps. Apart from that, he's actually been able to keep up with the pace of Michael Osborne and Miles Owens. John Sylvester, though, purple in the third sector. But after that off, it's a little bit too late, I think. He couldn't do anything about it when he had the slipstream. Don Romero is now into the last lap of this race. We're going to complete 10 laps at the end of it. That means that we will complete around 20 laps at the end of the endurance race, which will be 30 minutes long. But oh, devastating for Ivan Bremer and Martin Hobson. Lost it all on their own. And that actually has promoted Miles Owens up to P5. If he can gain 2 more positions, he would actually be in an overall podium spot. But there you see the gap really between the AM drivers. 11 seconds, almost 12 to Don Romero. And the gap for the top 4 in the Pro class, only 2.5 seconds to Don Romero for the all top 4. So you do see the difference between the Pro and the AM drivers, of course, over a longer distance. There in the background, you can see Miles Owens. We're looking now with Chris Simmons in the Fanta livery car, the old Fanta branding. I have to say, I love that livery. Oh, he's going to try and go around the outside. Is Aaron Hobson. Has to defend from John Sylvester. Is he going to be able to do something about it? No, not at the moment. He's going to come through the last corner. Don Romero is your winner in race 1. Ahead of Aaron Hobson and John Sylvester. And Chris Simmons in P4. In the AM class is going to be Miles Owens, who's once again going to come through to continue. And that is 7 victories in a row for Miles Owens. Wow, wow, wow. Take a bow for Miles Owens. 7 victories in a row. This man is on a charge. Taking a look then at the results from last race. Here we have him for you on the screen right now. Don Romero 1 ahead of Aaron Hobson. Joseph Sylvester in P3. Chris Simmons in P4. P5 for Miles Owens. P6 for Michael Osborne. Jake Smedley in P7. Ivan Bremer in P8 and P9 for Martin Hobson. Well then. No drivers at the moment. Good for an interview. We'll try and reach out to Dark Horse here. Well, we're going to try and get someone into the booth. Actually asked the guys from the PRT team, could you, and I asked it very kindly, could you maybe come for an interview after race 1 to try and maybe fill up a little bit of the empty space because we do not have a lot of drivers here? And I got told off. So none of them are interested in me. None of them are interested in a nice conversation with their lovely commentator. So yeah, I'm gonna actually take this moment to take a drink. And I'll be back with you very shortly from Mo Sport Park. Well, we are back from Mo Sport Park. And no drivers at the moment waiting in the broadcast waiting room. Well, questions are asked. Is anyone actually interested in us?
Plenty late, dude.
Well, if we take a look then at the championship, I was looking. I think that, quickly taking a look. Yeah, if I look at it, it looks like Don Romero is actually clear now. Yeah, he is. Don Romero. No, he needs one. He needs one more point. By my calculations, he needs one more point. Where have we heard that before? But from my calculations, Don Romero needs one more point to take this victory. So nothing is settled yet. Yet, I say. He needs to basically not finish this race and DNF in the first couple of laps. And Aaron Hobson needs to, or John Sylvester needs to win it. Then John Sylvester will be champion. So it's looking rather unlikely that actually anyone is going to get to that point. Darwin Romero will know that as well. He will start from the back of the grid. And the grid is here for you on your screen. Martin Upson in P1 ahead of Ivan Bramer, Jake Smedley in P3, Michael Osborne in P4. Jake Smedley needs Michael Osborne to finish behind Miles Owens, and he needs to finish ahead of Miles Owens. And then Jake Smedley will be second in the championship there. Chris Simmons at P6. They're already out on track. The firefighters are out and we're underway. They didn't have time to go through the grid. I wasn't fast enough. But it's Martin Upson with a very good start out of turn one, a little bit further back. They're side by side. Chris Simmons with Miles Owens. Miles Owens on the inside. Chris Simmons on the outside. That will become the inside now for Chris Simmons. A little bit further back as well. Jake Smedley up into P3. Can he keep his guard going this time around? We're looking with Jake Smedley now. Oh, Jake Smedley gets touched round by Michael Osborne. And that is devastating for Jake Smedley. The two title contenders touch each other. And Don Romero did get caught up in something in lap 1. That is not what he would have wanted. And this is basically allowed Miles Owens, an AM driver, to get up into the podium spots. At the moment, Miles Owens, like I said, in the podium spots as an AM driver. Michael Osborne in P4. And he's in second in the AM class, losing a position now to Aaron Hobson. Ivan Bramer in P6 overall, ahead of Darwin Romero and Jake Smedley, who are fighting. Jake Smedley really doesn't need to fight that one. But Michael Osborne is spinning Jake Smedley around. And that has resulted in Jake Smedley out of really any title hopes. This is how it all started. We're going to take a look back at it. Keep an eye on Jake Smedley. Oh no, he went around himself trying to react on what happened to Ivan Bramer. Oh no. Well, what can you do about that? What can you do about that? Reacted, spun round. I am sorry, Michael Osborne, for accusing you for that, but you did nothing wrong there. I came back on my decision, and that is what I found out. So did nothing wrong for that. On that one, Michael Osborne. We're going back to live pictures now. Well, this championship I want to talk about with you guys is coming to an end. As if Don Romero just finishes this race, he's already finished ahead of John Sylvester. This means, ladies and gentlemen, that Darwin Romero is your champion of Season 2. And what a championship it was. Don Romero in P7 ahead of Ivan Bramer in P6. Miles Owens has actually dropped off the podium. He could have been the first one or the first AM to get onto the podium. But is he going to set a record here for 8 wins in a row in a PRL MX5 championship? That would be absolutely incredible. 8 wins in a row. He must get something for it then. Aaron Hobson in P3. P2 for Chris Simmons. And Martin Hobson in P1. But this is the battle we are looking at. The battle that is going to decide if Miles Owens is gonna write history here. At the moment, though, he is. He's been really quick this whole evening long, and he is now as well. Miles Owens, we know he's fast, and we know that he can be quick. They're all gaining, though, on Martin Hobson ahead. Martin Hobson, if he did it at that stupid moment at the beginning or in the middle of last race, he would have actually had a proper chance now, because he's under pressure, though, from Chris Simmons, but he is in the lead now, and Dom Romero is in P7 overall. Gutting for Martin Hobson. He is going to get close, though, and I think he is going to overtake Jose Manuel Patton in the championship. But yeah, nothing he can do about that. He's going to try and keep it out of the barrier this time round. This is, of course, coming up to the corner where it'll happen for Martin Hobson. Let's see if he gets through cleanly this time. But this battle has been brewing for quite a long time now. Onto the straight. He's going to pull out to the left-hand side. He's going to try and make that move for the lead. He's going to have to go the long way around. Can't do it. And now this left-hander. This is where it happened for Martin Hobson. He's going to keep it clean this time round. Drifts it all the way through once again, but he does keep it pointing in the right direction this time round. Keeps that at the barrier, and that is another lap complete for Martin Hobson. He's going to try and build out a gap to Chris Simmons, but that slipstream is keeping Chris Simmons oh so close. Jennifer Saunders says, good battle going on. Well, first of all, Jennifer Saunders, good evening. And welcome to the last PRL MX5 broadcast. And yeah, it's definitely a good battle going on. Good battles going on all across the field for Leeds. Because in the AM class, it is Miles Owens just ahead of Michael Osborne. That gap has been slightly increasing over the last laps. But this is a battle for lead as well. So we can't forget this one. But the battle for the lead at the front of the field is looking as fierce as ever, and it's looking as close as it has ever been. He needs, of course, that long straight to try and slipstream up alongside him. Once again, he's going to try and get that run here on this long straight. He's gaining, is he? Chris Simmons is going to try and pull out very late. Going to try and pull out to the inside this time round. Sells Martin Hobson the dummy. And Martin Hobson are going to have to go the long way around. Is he going to give him enough room? Yes, he is. Chris Simmons now has the outside for this left-hander. And Martin Hobson once again, well defended, touches the inside curb. And comes through to complete another lap as the leader. But that was, yeah, he sold him a little bit of a dummy there on the straight, didn't he, Chris Simmons? And he has to slot back into P2 because Martin Hobson knew how to defend that one, knew what was coming up. But Miles Owens not only getting away from Michael Osborne, also gaining time on Aaron Hobson ahead of him. Could he be the first AM driver to get onto the podium and to get 8 wins in a row? He's already set the record on 7 last race, and now he's going to try and make that an 8th one. Last lap, 4,000 slower than his fastest lap, so that just tells you how consistent he is. And he's gaining heaps of time on Aaron Hobson. He's gonna, if Aaron Hobson keeps putting in those lap times, if we look at the last lap time, considerably slower, 2:10 slower actually than Miles Owens. So if he keeps putting in those lap times, Miles Owens is going to be on the back of him within 2 or 3 laps. The fight for the lead has opened up quite a little bit as well. Of course, remember, this race does have strategy. This race does have pit stops. So all drivers need to pit in this race as well. We're 1/3 into this race. And the gap for the front, or at the front of the field, is 0.5 of a second, still as fierce as it has ever been. As fierce as it was the last time round. And Martin Upson comes through to complete another lap as a leader. Aaron Upson though in P3, up 5 positions. Jake Smedley at the moment just trundling along at the back of the field. I assume that this man has quite a lot of damage. We know that he's normally not the fastest, but he is going to take P3 in the championship, of course. That's why he wants to finish. And he's going to get onto the podium, which is going to be a very happy... I think I will have a very happy Jake Smedley with me in the commentary booth here this evening. Once we get to the end of race 2. But Michael Osborne, what a race he has had as of yet. Of course, had that incident with Jake Smedley at the beginning of the race. Then he fought his way back. Miles Owens is now ahead of him. He's out of the slipstream range, sadly. And you can see how quickly that gap now has opened up once he's got outside of that slipstream range. So really, the slipstream was keeping Michael Osborne close to Miles Owens. Don Romero in P6. Not gaining too much time either. I think he has quite a lot of damage as well. I think that's why that time has been increasing. The moment if I look at my timing screen, the fastest lap of the race was for Don Romero, a 1:34.05 of a second. And yeah, that is quite a quick lap time around here, let me tell you, especially in the race. In qualifying it's something else, but in the race that's a very, very quick lap time. And if you give Chris Simmons an inch here, oh, there's a battle for the lead. I almost missed it. Martin Upson up the inside of Chris Simmons. Or Chris Simmons around the outside of Martin Upson. He will now have the inside for downhill left-hander. It's going to be a tricky one. Oh, can he keep it up the inside? Yes, he can, but he has to slot in now. But now it's the long straight coming up. Martin Upson has a good run out of that corner. And it looks like this could be a job done here for Martin Upson. He's going to have to go the long way around. Can he keep it on the outside? He needs to be ahead when they start braking. He is. And I think he's going to pull through before they actually get to the corner. That move is going to be done before they get to the braking zone. No, it's not. They're still side by side. He's going to have to carry his car around the outside. Can he do it? Yes, he can. That will give him the inside for the left-hander. Which means now that Chris Simmons is once again demoted back to second position. This is a great scrap. This has allowed, though, Aaron Hobson to get closer to those two as well. Aaron Hobson now within slipstream range. Chris Simmons actually posted his fastest lap last time round. Martin Hobson, though, keeps ahead of him. 13 minutes into this race, almost halfway through. And I think we can safely say that Don Romero doesn't need to worry about anything anymore. He's champion at the moment. John Sylvester is 7 laps down. But he's not gonna get anywhere near to winning this race anymore. So that means that Don Romero is now our champion officially, I think. Well, not officially yet, but I think we can crown him champion. There's not an out in front of John Sylvester's name or behind John Sylvester's name. If that is the case, then he is officially champion. But as long as there's not an out in front of John Sylvester's name, Don Romero has to wait until the finish flag. Look at this thing. Chris Simmons going to try and go around the outside of Martin Hobson. Is he now going to have that run done before they actually get to the braking zone? Can he now carry it around the outside? No, he can't. Martin Hobson brakes later. And that allows him to get back up front again. But Aaron Hobson is trying to capitalize on this. if he can actually, because the gap looks quite big now. Look in the background there, that is Miles Owens gaining time on all three of these drivers. But yeah, it's really Aaron Hobson who's taking advantage of these two battling at the front of the field. Is going to try and get up the inside. Aaron Hobson, no, but it is Martin Hobson who is actually slow. And he's going to drop back behind his family member, Aaron Hobson, or he's going to get back up the inside of Chris Simmons. He's not Aaron Hobson, not allowed past, even though they're in the same team and they're in the same family. This is a battle, this is a real battle for position. And Don Romero in P6 still, looking to get closer by the second. As Aaron Hobson is now allowed past by Martin Hobson. And Don Romero is also past Michael Osborne. Let's see how that happened. And we'll take a look at that right now. Here it is. He's going to go around the outside. It will turn to the inside. Michael Osborne not putting up anything that is close to a fight. Knows the significance of him being in P2. And because of that, does not take the risk. Chris Simmons though now add into the lead of this race. More than halfway through this race. And it's looking like Chris Simmons is for the first time going to come through, yes, as a leader. Ivan Bremer crashed as well. Going to take a look at that. What happened to Ivan Bremer? Is it once again on his own? That's Don Romero behind him. Oh, gets unsettled there already. And that is off into the gravel. Don Romero almost does the same. Oh, and around goes Ivan Bremer. Really lovely guy. I actually have met him today for the first time, for people who haven't seen it on the Platinum Racing League Instagram channel. The Platinum Racing karting team was out today, and I'm in that at Lelystad, at karting track Lelystad, and it's actually close to where Ivan Bremer lives. So he came and said hi to us. So it's the first time I actually met him. Really nice guy, but yeah, sadly making that mistake there. And it's Chris Simmons that entered the lead and actually pulling away from Aaron Hobson. Martin Hobson, I don't know what he's done, but for some reason has lost quite a lot of speed. And oh no, Ivan Bremer, what have you done this time, my friend? I just said you're such a lovely guy, but what have you done now? Have you done exactly the same twice? We're going to see it in a second. Have you done exactly the same twice? He did not. Well, yeah, he just had a little bit of an off track, really, didn't he? At the beginning of his lap, and that was basically everything. But into the pits now is Aaron Hobson. He's going to try and undercut Chris Simmons. The undercut, we know it's absolutely horrendous on iRacing. You have to do a massive undercut in order to make the undercut actually work. But yeah, he's going to try and go for it. 12 minutes left in this Platinum Racing League MX5 Championship. And this does promote Jake Smedley up into P7 overall. But yeah, this race has definitely settled down quite a lot. This is the closest battle we have on track. Look at this, Michael Osborne and Miles Owens for the lead in the AM class. Michael Osborne is going to try and get past on the outside. Is Miles Owens going to fight that? No, he is not. Is Michael Osborne actually going to bring an end to the run of victories for Miles Owens? No, he's not, because Miles Owens now comes into the pit lane. He's going to try and play this tactically. I'm going to try and win this race on tactic. Darren Romero now up into P2 though. Martin Upson going really long. Oh, that's Michael Osborne off. That's a big hit for Michael Osborne. And that's his front right wheel off. That could give Jake Smedley the chance. If something happens now to Miles Owens, that could give Jake Smedley the chance to actually take P2 in the championship. He needs to, of course, gain 10 points. This is how the championship was looking before we got into this round for them. 10 points actually between Michael Osborne. He is, well, extended that with 2 further more points. So he needs to lose 12 points, which he doesn't do at the moment. But if Jake Smedley manages to get up into the lead of this race in the AM class, then that will be the case. And as you can see, coming out of pit lane now, the gap is quite big though to Miles Owens. Here's Miles Owens. Something horrendous has to happen to him in order for Jake Smedley to take that position. But yeah, this has all basically settled everything down. But Michael Osborne, trust me, he is done. If we look at John Sylvester, is he going to actually get back into this race, or is he definitely out? It says pit, so I'm not going to give anything for granted. But at the moment, as it stands, this man is champion of the PRL MX5 series in the pro class. And what a season it has been for him. It started off well for him at Watkins Glen. Then he had a good race at the Mazda Raceway, or at the WeatherTag Raceway Laguna Seca. Then we went on to Suzuka Circuit, where he had a good race as well. Then we went on to Donington Park. And now we are at the Canadian Tire Motorsport or Mosport Park, where he's going to try and actually, well, get some more points on the drivers out of him. But he can't do that anymore because Martin Upson, I think, is going to take that victory. If I have to be honest, because, well, he's way out in front at the moment. So I don't think anything or anyone will take this victory away from him, if he doesn't make a mistake himself, of course. Well, they're into the last 7 minutes of this Platinum Racing League MX5 Championship. Don Romero is going to get up into P4 overall after his pit stop. Chris Simmons is the next one up ahead of him. Aaron Hobson dropping quite far down after the pit stops. He must have had a horrendous pit stop in order for him to lose that many positions. But never say never. Everything can still happen. And Don Romero could still DNF as well. He would still take the championship then, because, well, Martin Upson is his, or John Sylvester was his only, was the only driver who actually could do something about it still coming into this race, because, well, Martin Upson eliminated himself from that chance in the last race because, well, he slammed into a wall with nose first, and that is never a good thing to do. So he lost quite a lot of time with that. and quite a lot of points. If we then move on to a man who has been quick and has been quick this whole season, Miles Owens. Cruising to an 8th victory in that class if nothing happens. Ivan Bremer is into the pits. That's a late one. That's a really late one. Ivan, you must be the fuel-saving god. Because, well, I don't see any opportunity to save that much fuel. But we're into the last 5 minutes, and what a season it has been. I'm just going to recap of what has happened in this series. We first went to Watkins Glen, where, well, we saw a very, very interesting opening race, or opening round, I have to say. 2 good opening races of the championship, and, well, it started with a banger. Then we moved on to the WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna Seca. And what a race we had there. What a track as well to race out with these cars. After that, we went to Suzuka Circuit, the short track. And, well, a lot of action happened there. A short track, close battles and everything. Then we went on to Donington Park, where we last week saw... of course, Miles Owens take the championship in the AM class. And now, this week, we are at Canadian Tire Motorsports, or Mosport Park. And, well, as you can see on your screen, the battle is going to go down to the wire for the overall win in race 2. It did in race 1 as well. And... I'm excited for it because we have 3.5 minutes left, and the battle for the lead is on as much as it has ever been. Chris Simmons not as fast after his pit stop as he was before his pit stop. But at the moment, keeping Martin Upson at bay, but he gets such a good exit onto the straight. It's a run down now, the straight. Who's going to have the better exit? Who's going to have the better top speed? It looks like that's going to be Martin Upson. He had the better exit out of the corner. He has the inside for the first right-hand that is coming up now. He seems to be having the pull through the corner. They're side drafting. And it looks like, though, Chris Simmons is coming back because of it. He's going to have to carry it around the outside. He's going to be able to do so. We're into the last 2 minutes of this championship now, and the battle for the lead. They're side by side at Mosport Park, Canadian Tire Mosport Park. But Chris Simmons now with the advantage of the slipstream on those last 2 laps. Down the inside it goes of turn 1. And surprises, I think, Martin Upson with that move. Did not expect him at all there. Martin Upson, though, coming back around the outside. But yeah, what a race it has been as of yet. Miles Owens, nothing happens to him. He's going to be an 8th-time winner in this championship. With Sims, though, trying to hold off Martin Upson. He's once again got ahead of him. This is a really tricky corner now. They're going to have to slow down. Or they're going to have to slow right down. Now down the long straight. I think this is it. I think Martin Upson has done this to the best he could. And he is now past Chris Simmons because this straight is going to give him a massive tow. He's going to pull out now. And he's going to fly past Chris Simmons on the outside. Oh, they're still side by side, though. He will have the inside for the next left-hander. But can he keep it, though? The answer is no, he can't at the moment. He has to give way once again to Chris Simmons. So we're going to come on to the last lap right now. This is going to be the deciding lap. Who's going to win this last race of the championship? Behind it is Don Romero fighting for P3 as well with Aaron Hobson. Down the inside goes Martin Upson off Chris Simmons. Chris Simmons will have the inside for the next left-hander down the hill. So it will understeer wide automatically there. And Chris Simmons is going to push, I think, Martin Upson off the track there. Martin Upson notices that, brakes early, gives him the room. And now onto the right-hander we go once again. This is the last lap of the race. We're going to go onto a very long straight after this. And he's going to try it here already. He's going to end up puzzle, or is he out of fuel? Is Chris Simmons out of fuel? Chris Simmons! What has happened to Chris Simmons? Chris Simmons is going to retire from this race. Chris Simmons is out of fuel. I think that was the case. Oh no, Martin Upson gets given this lead. Miles Owens is up at the P4. Jake Smedley is going to get up into P6. Yes, he is. What a drive this has been from these drivers. Wow, wow, wow. But I think it's going to be Martin Upson who's going to come through to, in the end, take that victory. I don't think Don Romero is going to catch up. 2.8 seconds in the last couple of corners. Around the last corner he comes to win the last race of the PRI MX5 series. But behind it, it is Darren Romero, who is your champion of the Platinum Racing League MX5 series Season 2. Take a bow, son. Martin Upson was upside down in corner 1. But what a drive from him all season long. Do some donuts for us. Yes, he is going to do some donuts for us. Darren Romero, your champion of Season 2. And what a drive it has been from him.
Thank you everybody for showing up to the Mazda MX5 League 2. Don't forget that we have GTP and German signed up just announced, so if you're not signed up, get yourself signed up for that.
Well then, Don Romero doing some donuts here on the straight after turn 1. I wonder if he's actually taken more fuel on board of the car to do this at the end of the race. But look at this. This is a man who's really happy with his championship. Let's take a look then at the result of this last race. Martin Upson wins ahead of Don Romero. Aaron Upson in P3. Miles Owens in P4. P5 for Iwan Bremer. Chris Simmons in P6. Jake Smedley in P7. And Michael Osborne in P8 ahead of John Sylvester.
On the penalties, go to the Discord, please, for an interview.
Well. With me in the commentary booth now is a man who will be very happy. If he didn't go off track in the first couple of corners and stayed ahead of Michael Osborne in race 1, he now would have been P2 in the championship. But I think the man that I have with me in the commentary booth now will be very, very happy this evening with P3 in the championship. Jake, welcome.
Thank you, Dan. Thanks for having me.
Well, Jake, first of all, are you feeling better than last week?
Yeah, I'm feeling loads better, mate, now that I've got that P3.
Well, tell us, of course, P3 in the championship overall. We're going to get to that in a bit, but how difficult was this race for you?
It was a tough one. I mean, race 2, I had a really good start, but I can't remember who, but someone spun right in front of me, and I nearly crashed. Ewan Bremer, that was, I think. Yeah,
Ewan
Bremer just spun in front of me, and I had nowhere to go, and I thought that was it, that was over. But no, I gained back and did a good pit stop. But I mean, the track was a brand new track. I've never raced this track before. But yeah, I mean, race 1 and 2 were difficult.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, mate. I bought this track 10 minutes before we were supposed to go live, so I didn't know this track at all. So Alexander Longe says nice one. So that's the man you actually passed. Any words for Alexander? Because he's in the chat now.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it was a good race, and Was he the one that couldn't be here tonight?
Well, P3 in
I
the
know someone
championship. Go on.
So yeah, it must have been him then.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, no, he was good. Shame he couldn't be here tonight to obviously defend P3. But I mean, hopefully, we can maybe come across and battle again for P3 with some time.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a good driver.
Well, Jake, P3 in the championship. Give us a rundown of how your season went.
Well, I only joined, what was it, second or third race in?
The second at
yeah.
Wernitzak Raceway, Lugminneseka.
Yeah, so I only joined the second race, which I'm super happy that I decided to join the championship because what a journey it's been. I mean, Donington Park, it seems as though every time I have a bad race, I always recover from it somehow. So I've really enjoyed this season, and I'm thinking about joining next season as well.
Well, you've touched on an interesting point. This is the last MX5 season PRL is gonna do, which is actually really sad. But yeah, we have some news at the end of the broadcast, guys. So stick around because we do have some news about some new series for or from Platinum Racing League. But for now, James, Jake, congratulations on
Thank you,
P3 in the championship, and thank you for the interview. And yeah, well driven all season long.
Thank you, mate. Good commentary. I'll see you next time.
Well, that was James, and we're now going to get someone into the championship or into the commentary booth who ruined his own championship chances in race 1. Did it very professionally by going front-facing first into the wall. Martin, welcome.
Hello.
Martin,
Hello.
tell us how race 1 was for you, because it didn't last long, and you made that mistake. How did it happen?
Well, battling so hard, was it with Darwin or Chris? 1 or 2? Darwin. And, yeah, I ended up going in too hot and tried cutting back and, yeah, tried getting the early throttle on and, yeah, it didn't work and spun my rears up and head first into the wall. So, yeah, I wasn't happy with myself with that one.
Well, of course, Martin, you had a difficult start to the season. Do you think that if you would have got off the ground running at Watkins Glen, of course, we know you had that new setup, we know you had the new steering wheel, and all those things, but do you think if you got off the ground running in Watkins Glen that you would have been in with a chance here this evening?
Probably not. No, unfortunately. It's these cars aren't my cup of tea. So I'm more touring cars kind of person or GT3. So yeah, this was when I first joined iRacing, Mazda, but always next time though. There's always another time.
Are you not in love with this car? Because everyone should be, because it's your rookie car. It's the first car you get to drive in iRacing.
Yep, but
But
I
they
loved
changed
it
now.
Yeah, I liked it when I first joined in 2019, and then I think it was 2 updates later they ruined it, and I didn't like it.
Yeah. Well,
so, yeah.
Martin, give us a rundown of your championship real quickly. How did it go for you round by round?
It was really good. The first few rounds were absolutely amazing, and then obviously people started not showing up, and slowly by slow, it ended up with just us lot, and it kind of got disappointing, But at the end of the day, they paid for it, their loss, So if they don't want to show up and race, mate, it's their fault, So
Yeah, well.
Yeah, it's just one of those things.
Yeah, Martin, of course, anything to the people who watch and anything to the drivers to say, because of course, for the people who don't know, Martin is the one who runs all of this. So, Martin, a few words?
Yes, we have just announced our GT3 Endurance League 3 hour.
No. That was my thing to say.
Okay.
No, go on.
Right, we've just announced season 1 of GT3 Endurance, which will be following the BRS, and it be starting on the 26th of November, but it be running every month, and it be following that week track. So yeah, really looking forward to that one, and hopefully we get a full grid.
Well, that was Martin Upson for you guys. Thank you, Martin. Congratulations, and I think second in the championship it is in the end.
Nice. I didn't expect that. I expected third.
Okay.
I didn't expect.
Yeah, I think John crashed out in the last race. I think that's why you got P2 in the end.
Oh, nice. Unlucky, John. Really a shame about that.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, really unlucky.
Well, congratulations on P2 in the championship. Thank you for this whole season and for all the 2 seasons you've run. And yeah, thank you for the interview. And yeah, we'll see you next time.
Thank you all.
Well, that was Martin. We'll now bring in a man who, well, I talked about him early on. Race 1 wasn't such a good one for him. Race 2, a silent one for him as well. But overall in the season, Iwan, I think you can be proud of what you've done.
Thanks, man. I think it was good fun. The race that I raced. So yeah. Thanks.
Well, Iwan, of course, the races that you've raced, tell us, what did you find the most difficult about these cars? Of course, we know that coming into this second season, the cars got a rule change. So everything was thrown on its head just, I think, 2 or 3 weeks before the championship got underway. So tell us, what was the most difficult for you?
First laps, as you can see in both races actually. The first laps, the car was really loose on the rear, so that was the difficulty. Just I don't race them that much anymore, so just the overall handling of the car was getting used to. But a shame that I couldn't keep up with the field, because then it would have been good fun.
Well, Iwan, I think over the whole season, what was your favorite race?
Actually, I like this track a lot, so this should have been my best race this season.
Well, P5 finish in race 2. Tell us how that went, and tell us what exactly happened, because we saw the big incident after turn 1. But tell us, how did it all unfold?
I was following Martin, and I was just telling him on chat that we should break loose from the guys behind us. And as I was saying it, the rear got loose. I thought I had it, but it just kept going, and then I just couldn't keep it anymore. So
you technically did what you said. You broke loose.
Yep, exactly. I gave Martin a chance to go for the championship now. Now I was really sad that I took some people out behind me. Just a shame that I ruined some people's race with that action, but otherwise, yeah, it was a lonely race, but good fun nevertheless.
Well, Iwan, once again, you can be proud of what you've done this season, and thank you for your time, and we'll see you in one of the other championships once again.
Yeah, man, thanks, and you're welcome, and it was nice to meet you today, Don.
Yeah,
it was good fun.
Yeah, true.
It was good fun. Good to see that you're quick in real life.
Yeah. For the people who don't know, Iwan, stay with me here quickly. I don't like to brag about these things, really. I wasn't the quickest today, because for the people, like I said, who haven't seen it, Platinum Racing Team, the karting team, has gone on a practice day for the 1 hour of Ladies Start Karting Circuit, which we'll be doing the 20th of November. You can follow that on our Instagram. We'll be keeping you up to date there. But I was actually third quickest, and they always say, "Oh, yeah, well, that commentator, he's slowest." Excuse my language, shit.
He was almost quickest for the whole day. Just the last heat, you were.
Yeah.
Some people got quicker than you, but good job, man. It was good fun to watch you guys as a team. It was good fun.
Yeah.
I'll probably come watch on the 20th November as well.
Yeah, of course. You live close to it.
Yeah, of course. I'll come support and cheer. And it's too cold for my cheerleader outfit, but
Yeah, 20th of November, almost Christmas already, man. It's moving so quickly, but yeah, that's a little bit too cold for that. Yes, I agree. But I would love to see you in a cheerleader outfit.
Oh, man, I'll spare you those details.
Well, Iwan, once again, thank you for the season, and we'll see you maybe in the next GT3 season.
Definitely in the GT3 season for sure. And thanks, man. Have a good one.
Yeah. Well, that was Iwan. We'll go on now with the last interview of this evening, and we'll bring in someone who I think is my real hero this season. 8 wins in a row, something that has never been done. One basically from, race 2, from WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna Seca onwards, and never looked back at any point in the season. Miles, welcome.
Hi, mate. You're right.
Yeah, I'm alright, G.
Yeah. I mean, I just got lucky. To be honest, all the incidents, I missed them all. I picked my battles well, and I managed to finish on top spot. So I'm happy.
Yeah, well, Miles, tell us your season because, well, you didn't only got lucky this race, but you had some genuine pace this season, winning basically 8 races in a row, which is a record that I think is going to be difficult to be broken in any class, really. So yeah, tell us how your season unfolded, race by race.
I think my pace is between the really fast guys and the AMs. I think I'm in between it. So
Pro-Am.
So I just need to knuckle down and keep working hard, and hopefully I can make that bridge and fight with the fast boys. But my season, yeah, I'm happy. First race, I think I came second in both of them, and then the second race, that's when my luck started. I missed all the drama, and I managed to kick my head down, and then momentum started from there. So, yeah, happy days.
Sometimes you need a little bit of luck, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, Miles, a huge congratulations on the championship, and well, you've been brilliant this season. 8 wins in a row. Like I said, take a bow, and yeah, really well done. And yeah, looking forward to see you in the GT3s.
Excellent. Thank you for the stream, and I'll see you later.
No worries.
Ta-ra. Peace.
Well, we've heard from all the drivers now. It's time to go to the announcement that we have for you. GT3s, a GT3 Endurance Series, which I'm really excited about. The series will include a VRS GT3 official calendar. So we'll follow the calendar from the GT3 VRS series. 500 euros of prize money, and I'm in the pro class as well as we had here. Of course, it will be live broadcasted for you onto the Platinum Racing League YouTube channel. There will be live stewarding as well, and it will be done in teams. The races will be 3 hours long, and the teams need to be a minimum of 2 drivers and a maximum of 5. So, well, a lot of things to take into account. You can sign up. The link of the Discord is in the description if you want to look at it. The entry fee is 20 euros per team. So if you want to take a look at that and go and do that, you can of course do that. But yeah, that is what the announcement was. For now, everyone, I'm going to thank you dearly from the bottom of my heart. It was 2 amazing seasons in the MX5. And what a season it's been. I have been proud to do commentary on it. It's lovely to have enjoyed it with you guys watching. And as always, thanks for watching from the whole PRL community and from all the drivers in the MX5 season this season. Thanks for watching. If you haven't yet subscribed, push that like button. And turn on the bells because you don't want to miss anything of the GT3 action included. So, like we always say, stay safe I keep grinding. Thanks all for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.
Bye.